Manifest, and today she's a wonderful woman. I'm just gonna introduce her with this video so you might can blow out how amazing she is and how she's gonna rock your day-to-day manifesting the formula to create the life you want to.
Kornelia Stephanie, spiritual teacher, founder of Empower Network, passionate speaker and published author of the book Peace, The Flip Side to Anger. She empowers people on their path towards self-healing, peace, and liberation. She is passionate about humanity's sovereignty and maintaining authority over one's own life as an empowered creation.
Hi, Kornelia. Welcome to our show. It is time to manifest. So honored. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Hi, Daniela. It's wonderful to be here with you. Hello, beloved audience. It's great to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you know what? I just have to say thank you, Kornelia, because she is a really queen of a podcast. She's in radios, and now she got this time to be on video with all of us. So I'm just really appreciate that. So I'm just gonna start what it is for you in your life, all this manifestation. You know, what is that come to you when he said, I'm manifesting? What is manifestation for you in your own personal, experience?
Well, that's a loaded word. Manifesting is a loaded word, right? We're always manifesting, whether we're manifesting negative things or we're manifesting positive things. So that is a really key piece to know, because we're always in communication with the quantum field. So for me, manifesting becomes a very conscious effort, a very intentional practice of what is it that I want to manifest now? What is it that I want to manifest in my relationship? What is it that I want to manifest in my business? What is it that I want to manifest with my body? What is it that I want to manifest? But I have to really know what manifestation means, and also know, to really be able to define what abundance means. And this is one of the gifts that I have for our audience today, is inviting the listener into an experience, because everything in life truly is an experience. Life is the teacher, right? Life is the teacher. So all the experiences invite us and engage us into an experience together so we can become the knower. And in order for us to be able to really know something, we have to be able to be intimately engaged with it. We have to be able to have a relationship with it. So to me, manifesting really means being in relationship with energy and manifesting on purpose, consciously in the present moment, and knowing how to master the present moment and knowing how to master your energy. That's why I said that's a really loaded word.
It is. And you know what, Kornelia? This is something. So there are two things that you just said. First of all, just to like the surprise, we're gonna have it for the end of it. It's a gift. So it's a surprise. It's kind of like the dessert is always the end. So now it's like the food, the first, the appetizer. And when you are saying everyone manifests, that is something that people doesn't even are aware that we are manifesting all the time. That we are manifesting all the time. And when you don't know that you're manifesting, the life that you have right now, when things happen to you, they are manifesting. You are manifesting it. And it is so amazing, because with my fiance, it was like, yeah, I manifested. No, you did it. I was like, yeah, I did it. But and that was like, okay, maybe I have to more like get into him or what is manifestation means. So, and I've been telling you, you're manifesting all day. So he's like, oh. I was like, yeah, you are. So it is so important what you're saying. Now, how we can get aware, of this relationship, that we can manifest things that are serving us. Because you don't want to manifest a car accident. You don't want to manifest losing money. You don't want to manifest fighting with somebody. Those are the things, but we are. So what is something that when you are saying the relationship, the energy that we have to come out with in order to manifest the things that we really want to?
Exactly. It does. It's like I'm talking about it from a perspective beyond the law of attraction. So in the law of attraction, you know, we can think positive things and we can manifest positive things. That's one area. But I'm talking about really being able to bring our physical body into the manifestation, into the realization of working with our energy. And all of it comes down to the four bodies: our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, our spiritual body, all working in harmony together. So that's a really important piece, because when you said, if we're manifesting some things that we may not want, right? A lot of the times is because it comes down to our conditioning, the negative limiting beliefs that we may have in our subconscious that are still buried there, that we may have a positive thought and we may think, oh yeah, I want to manifest that. But on an emotional level, with our emotional body, we haven't really cleared the past. And
Oh
so
my gosh, you just said it. That, you know, I haven't heard that from another speaker. That's what I was like, oh my gosh, she's saying it. You know, the connection as with the bodies, we have four bodies: the physical body and the emotional body. And that's the key, because if you want, let's say, I want to be with the person that it is right for me. Let's say that, right? So it's how your body has to be emotionally. Can you just like show me like an example, like how, you know, like give me an example so people can picture themselves what they're doing, like all those four bodies have to be alignment, right? But if I'm like, yeah, I wanna you know, I love the love of my life, but if I'm like, yeah, I can't find it, it's kind of like that, I guess.
Well, I'll explain it to you. Let me see if I can explain it to you from this place. But the physical body, when I say that all the bodies, the emotional body, the spiritual body, the mental body, and the physical body all have to be on the same page. It's like you have your team, you have your inner team, you have your emotion. The emotion is what creates the desire. It is like feeling emotionally healthy, feeling emotionally worthy, feeling like I am infinite, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am worthy, I am deserving. Feeling that at the core level, which is huge. Because when you're talking earlier that some people manifest things that they really don't want, and it's possibly because they're still clearing out the emotional body that holds trauma from the past. And we still have to clear that out too and release all of that, okay? Clearing out the old energy, the trauma from the past, because our emotional body holds the suppression, the emotions from the past that need to be released. When the emotional body is clear, you become a neutral being. And now you return back to your neutral state. And the neutral state, to feel what it feels like, because I always approach everything from a sovereign place, because that is the ultimate truth of the universe. The ultimate truth of the universe is, as I'm sitting here talking to you, you are 100% sovereign, and the entire audience and everyone that's listening to us is a sovereign being. So we are 100% absolutely deserving and worthy of our abundance, of our divine birthright, and what it is that we want to manifest. But we have to feel that to be true. And that's where, you know, we have to release the old in order to embrace the new, okay? And so then when we're talking about the mental body every single day, we think between 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts every single day, and 85% of those thoughts are negative thoughts, and we will think those same thoughts again tomorrow, because it's a continuous habitual cycle. So we have to be able to work with our mental body to be in alignment with our emotional body, and we have to be able to investigate those limiting beliefs. And the best way that I can describe it is, when I was in the process of my own discovery, of my own healing, of my own work with this modality, I discovered one morning that I used to have an emotion that was attached to a belief, that was attached to a thought, that I wasn't good enough. And I used to make choices and decisions that reflected that belief.
Can
And that
you give me an example about that? Because it's like, okay, so for example, when you were saying you were not good enough, that was the body, that was the mental body.
it's the mental body, the thought, right? The thought that says, a lot of people can relate to this, because people can relate to, if I'm going to say, oh yeah, go ahead and apply for that job, you want that job, but
Right.
you're feeling triggered inside because you're feeling like you don't have the qualifications, you're not good enough. So that would be the thought. That's the negative limiting belief in the mental body. That is the thought.
And that goes to the emotional body. They started to feel that, okay, I'm not good enough, and then you started to vibrate that.
Exactly. And you're vibrating at that level of frequency, and you're walking around and you're acting out at that level of frequency. So then you're walking around thinking and feeling, which is the thought in the mental body, the feeling is the emotional body.
Right.
And then you're taking action in the physical body by going, I'm not good enough, I can't do this job. So that's what I mean by your bodies have to be in harmony with each other. So you have to be able to have a thought, I am worthy.
And how you discover yourself that time that you were having that emotion attached? How you discover yourself that you said you're not worthy, but how you discover it?
This is the work that I do. I develop the emotional core wounding and emotional processing, and then also looking at what the negative limiting beliefs are. And I have this is all part of my coaching consulting business, is
Okay.
the work of being whole, because truly we really all are whole. It is just that we have to claim our wholeness. We have to, again, release everything that's no longer serving us. I come at it from this place. And by the way, if the audience today wants to work with their own process so that they can discover that I am worthy, I am good enough, I am confident, I am sovereign, I am whole, I am love, I am abundant, I have a 21-day challenge. It's $21 for
Okay.
anyone that wants to take the practice, and you can work with your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, and your spiritual body, going through that process for 21 days.
So it's 21 days, right? And then it's kind of like a $1 per day.
Yeah, it's $1
per day, right? And then what is something that you do in this challenge? So let's say I wanted to take it, all right? And then I go, and then I have to repeat some of those affirmation that you just said it.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to basically be blueprinting. This is what I call blueprinting. You're overriding the old system with your spoken voice, your truth. Because the truth that you're not good enough and that you're not worthy is a lie.
Oh, okay. And how long I have to repeat that? Just to have an estimator, because it's like, sometimes people say, they're like, another video. I don't want to see that. So it's like how long it takes to.
Actually, it's a process. It's a 10-minute a day. It's 10 minutes a day. And there's not a lot to repeat, because what you're going to do is I'm going to guide you in. And I'm going to invite you to rewrite the universal rewrite the story of your life in a matter of sitting with a tree. You're going to sit with the tree. The tree of life is your spine. You're going to be sitting with the tree, and you're going to be talking to yourself about the 5 things that you're really grateful for in your life. And then you're going to be looking at your chakras, the first, the second, the third, all the way through, so that you can really, in your root chakra, place in there, I am worthy. Because that's really, again, you're putting it into the physical body, and you're speaking it into the mental body, and you're feeling it with your emotional body.
Oh, I see. So, just to wrap it up, the part of your program, and I really like it because it's $1 per day, and it's a 10-minute. It's really 10 cents, for each minute. That's kind of like, so it's really like, I'm worth it that. Yeah, for sure, I'm worth it that. So you're saying that for 10 minutes, you spend the time to do this exercise, this challenge. So, and then you teach us. That is amazing. So now, so now that you just mentioned it, because I know that you work by the chakras, I know that that is kind of like your more, attractive methodology. So can you just explain more, because people, not everyone know about the chakras, how they work, how are important, and more, and mostly how the chakras are impacted by what you're saying with your mouth. Can you just give you a little glimpse of that, because that is so important to know, especially when people repeat so many even joke, how that affect our body. I would love that you can say something about that.
Okay. So if you look at, the spine, you have the spine, and I call it the tree of life. And I invite any members here that are listening to this, the audience, to, Google the tree of life from a spiritual perspective. And when you look at the old tree of life, because I approach everything from the old earth to the new earth, old earth, new earth. Old consciousness, new consciousness. It's all consciousness. Everything is consciousness. So everyone really is worthy. It's only that each individually can only deem ourselves worthy or not. So you're the one that has to feel I am worthy. You're the one that has to feel it. And that's where the chakra system comes in, because we have, the root chakra, we have our central chakra, which is our second chakra. And in the root chakra is, again, the root of where you feel safe. Where you feel safe, and where you feel love, and where you feel worthy, and where you feel confident. So that's in the root, and that's where you're sitting on. And if you don't feel confident in that root, I am worthy, I am safe, I am confident, if you don't feel that and actually have, shifted that limiting belief in the subconscious of the conditioning that we've been born into, because it's not true. And there's really no blame or no judgment either, because again, our ancestors or our family and the people that we were raised and conditioned by, really, they did the best they could. That was during that time. This is the time of our awakening, and this is the time when we take our healing into our own hands. Our bodies have the physical ability to regenerate and heal themselves and regenerate. And you have to want to be able to take the reins in your own healing. And that's really what I've done. So when people work with me, no matter in what capacity that they work with me, whether that's personal sessions or, they come to my retreats, or they're part of my online membership, or whatever it is, I activate just by speaking, and just by the work that I've done within myself, is activate within you, just by you hearing this, the ability for you to be able to also do that now, because the person that's here is ready to hear that. So going back to the chakra system is, so your second chakra is, your passion chakra. It is your sensual chakra. It is your sexual chakra. It is the place where you feel passion, where you feel sensually, sexually connected. And if you have any negative limiting beliefs from the past and traumas from the past around your second chakra of sexual abuse, or you don't like your body, or you don't feel good in your body, or you have judgments against your body, that's all where that energy is there. So that's why that 21-day challenge is a really good opportunity for you to get intimate, because every day I invite you to take a look at, because the beliefs are, I am passion, I am whole, I am sensual, I am sovereign. And so those are the, and you get to now then see if you really feel and believe that, and then release the trauma while you're doing it's an audio course kind of course, where you're going to listen to the audio and you're going to see the text. and then have the experience every day. Then you're going up to your third chakra, which is your power center.
So,
And in your power,
I just wanted to interrupt you right there because, it's all about me to just understanding and learning, because I'm just like God, something very, I have a friend, that she's like, oh, I'm not having sex with my husband. And she's really like sad about that. But now that I remember, she's been overweight and then she doesn't like her body. So then, she having conversations. I remember sometime, and she mentioned that she has something, trauma when she was little. Mm-hmm. So that means that is that it's not that the husband doesn't want to have sex. It's her chakra that is not aligned, because if she's constantly tell herself that her body is not good, so she doesn't have passion, so she want to have intimacy, but what she's saying, what she's feeling, it's totally opposite. So that's right. She's kind of closing that chakra. Exactly. And that's what he is not by, that's why she's not having that desire, and that's why another person cannot perceive it. Am I right or am I wrong? I just like it. Oh my gosh, was she saying that?
Yeah, it's exactly true. I mean, think about it. If she still has trauma from her past that she's holding on to there, she doesn't feel good naked. She doesn't feel good in her body because there's still trauma from the past. Maybe she was sexually molested when she was a child. A lot of us were. I was. A lot of people have sexual trauma when that was during that time period. I mean, during that time period, a lot of people were sexually molested by, people, members of our own family. I mean, this is something that's been going on for a long time. It's trauma. And we have to be able to heal from all of that. We, as sovereign beings, we have to be able to heal from that. And so she has the ability now to really look at and bring love and nurturing to, first of all, the little girl that was molested, or the little girl that didn't feel safe, or the little girl that was, sexually abused, or whatever it was, to bring that love and nurturing there. And then start working with her body to really stop judging. And this is also the other thing that the 21-day challenge does, because I challenge every single person for 21 days, no negative self-talk. No negative self-talk. You are not allowed to speak to yourself negatively in any way. And that is the boundary. And so a lot of people have a challenge with that, because the negative self-talk that they have is that they're not good enough, and that they're not smart enough, and they're not pretty enough, and they're not thin enough, or whatever the talk is, but it's not allowed. It's not acceptable, because as a sovereign being, you are so beautiful and so loving and so amazing that is the relationship that you want to have with yourself. And when you're talking about manifesting a partner, you want to manifest, first of all, a partner within yourself. You want to be the best relationship that you have is with yourself and with your divine, with your source of understanding, whatever that may be. That's the relationship you want to cultivate. And when that is really juicy, when that love, that relationship is really juicy, to where the automatic talk comes back to, oh, babe, that's so great. Oh, great, babe, that's wonderful. Thanks, babe. That's wonderful. Even when you make a mistake, even when you don't feel sexy, even when you don't feel good, especially then. So, because the relationship that you have with yourself first has to be, we have to give to ourselves everything that we have never gotten. We can't expect it from an outside source. So to your person, the person that is having intimate issues with her husband, she first has to want to even feel intimate enough with herself to want to be touched, to want to be naked, to want to be loved, to want to experience sensual pleasure with her partner, because it's a desire. It's something that feels good. It's something that is part of our humanity. Why not? So the 21-day challenge helps people with that. It covers a lot of bases.
I can really like see, and you know what? I know that I have another questions, but this is like, you just said something very relented, and let's face it, what you just said is true. A lot of people are being molested.
Yeah.
and they don't want to face that.
Yep.
And I have two male friends that were being molested, in the childhood. And I'm gonna talk them and say, this is, you inspires me to ask these questions, because, that person is being like, now we use marijuana sometimes, we use the alcohol sometimes. So now I can see that the chakra, the chakra, it's closed. So the chakra, it's not feeling. So you kind of numbing yourself with addictions in order to, forget what happened rather than healing. I wanted you just talk, because you know what? You just said it right up front, in the clearing of, you know what, Daniela, I was molested. So, and you're saying, and a lot of that. So I wanted you to speak to those people, especially because if you're not facing it, if you're not, how it is the people that they never said to anybody that didn't happen. What happened to these people that never talk about it? I want to just get more deeper in this, because that it's a really a root of a lot of behaviors they you are carrying now as an adult. And that's why I really want to just to, can you just say more about that, especially that you just open up this conversation about molestation.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole molestation thing is, it's a huge piece, our sexuality, our sensuality. So many people have been sexually and sensually, molested and abused. And part of the reason, when you're talking about addictions, you're talking to a former drug addict. I was a former drug addict. I smoked crack cocaine for 4 years, and I did a lot of other drugs and methamphetamine back in my mid-20s, because of all of my pain that I had from my childhood that I never looked at. And so I stopped, I got into a relationship. I was with a person, that person brought home drugs. And then at first I didn't want to do it, but then I did it. Then I became addicted. And next thing you know, I was addicted, and then I couldn't get off of it and didn't know how to get off of it. And so it was these kinds of things. And then after years and years and years of numbing the feelings, numbing the pain. And part of the thing that I want everybody to hear, and that is, your greatest freedom will come when you open up and talk about your pain. First of all, talk about your pain. Find the person to talk to, whether it's your coach, your counselor, your friend, someone that is not going to judge you, someone that's going to hold space for you, and that is not going to judge you, and that's not going to make you wrong. But the bottom line is, we have to be able to, in order to heal from those experiences, we have to be able to dive deep into feeling the pain. And instead of numbing it, and you're talking to an addict, you're talking to a person. I'm a self-love activist today, an unconditional self-love activist, but I was also a suicidal soul. I faced suicide many, many times that I had to overcome, and that was healed. So I've overcome a lot of different things, and I can tell you that if a person like myself, that was once addicted, that was born and raised in physical and emotional abuse, trauma, dysfunctional family, if I can overcome the things that I've overcome, anyone can overcome anything. I mean, to have a will to live, the fact that I'm here talking to you today is an absolute miracle. And so part of the thing, I had self-hatred at my core. And if you want to manifest a good life, if you want to manifest your ideal life, you must make peace with your past, and you must heal the past. And we came here for this. We came here for the healing. The reason why alcohol sales are up right now in this global pandemic all over the place, and you said marijuana and all of this, is because people are not feeling what really is the core root of their issues, and they want to numb it up, and they want to run away from it and get away from it. But the way to get to the root of it is to not numb it up and bring it out into the open. And when we bring it out into the open, because the truth is that love will solve and cover that wound. The love that you are, the love that your facilitator is, the person that you're going to be sitting with, that you're going to be sharing your pain with, what it felt like to be molested. how you felt disrespected, how you felt hurt, how you felt betrayed, how you felt abandoned, how you felt not good enough. All of those things are all parts of our humanity that we have to now get beyond so that we can create and live our best life in our future and create and live legacies that we're proud of, not from a place of being consumers and buying and buying and buying and doing all it, but really from a place of listening, being in harmony with nature, being in harmony with each other, and doing things for the greater good of all, and supporting each other, and listening to the earth in this way. But first we have to take care of the things that have caused us pain. And so if there's things within yourself that have not been healed, there's so many amazing forgiveness practices, so many amazing tools that you can use in order to heal and release from your past. Does that?
Yeah, that it's so deep. It's like, I didn't know we're going to be talking about this, but, it's connection with feeling the passion, feeling the intimacy with the chakra number 2. So this is just underneath. So if you want to manifest the life you want to have a love, you gotta heal those parts. Otherwise you cannot manifest something different than just that, because that is what you're really feeling, right? Yeah. So now, do you have any like 5-minute exercise that we can do about forgiveness? Because you're saying, oh, you have many tools. Do you have any in your mind and now can pops up? And then, for 5 minutes, just to guide all of us to have the forgiveness, because that will be, now that you are in this conversation, you're bringing that energy, and that is especially for people that are being molested and abused, and that it's coming from somebody who was addicted like you, who had all this pain, who have, overcome such a big things in life, and now you are successful. Now you are a healed soul. So yes. Really, it's an honor, so, it's not like you just telling a story. It's like you believe in that story.
Oh, it's the truth. It's the truth. So I would be happy to do a forgiveness exercise. I want you all to, bring forth somebody in your memory now. Call everyone that's listening. I want you all to call forth someone that you want to forgive. Someone that you want to forgive. So, bring that person forward. And the practice that I use, and I just want to give you the history behind it, and that is called the Ho'oponopono.
Okay.
The Ho'oponopono practice. It's in a Hawaiian healing practice by Dr. Lou Hen. In Hawaii, he healed an entire criminal ward facility. All the patients in there that were sick, he healed them using this process. And the process is very, very simple. And so I want you to, this is the practice that I use, and I want you to, call forth someone in your life right now that you want to forgive, or someone that you haven't been able to forgive, that the person that you're still angry, the person that you're still mad at, the person that might have molested you, because again, all forgiveness work is really truly about yourself. It really is about you being free. It's about you being free. And if you look at the higher dimensional levels, in the higher dimensions, we have karma that we're working out, that we came here to clear. And so then we have experiences that we, manifest between each other, and we come together and we do this. So call forth your person. Call forth your person. We're going to use these four words. And that is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for. I'm sorry for the suffering. I'm sorry for the suffering and my part in this. I'm sorry for suffering. Even saying I'm sorry for my suffering. I'm sorry for your suffering. I'm sorry for the suffering. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the forgiveness. I want to thank you for our experience. I want to thank you for the love that is there. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, and I forgive you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. And when we do this from a soul perspective, we release the energy with the person. There may be a lot of pain there, and you may not find how you're able to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you to the person, because you may feel betrayed by them. But this is actually the opportunity for you to be able to release and let go and forgive and move higher into a higher vibrational way of living and being by this process.
Wow, that it's really, really profound. It is. I just love, because you feel it, and then I was like, how can people feel like just saying, thank you for being in an abuse when you've been abused. How you can feel like a love for that person, but it's very clear what you said about it's in a soul perspective. It's in a soul. So then when you're saying it's a soul perspective, that means that your spiritual body is releasing something, right?
Yes, and the exactly, because you're in the spiritual, that you're bringing this in, and your physical body is now releasing something in that way, because you're released and you're letting go. You're letting that person off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. You want to be free. You want to be free. And that's forgiveness is really, truly a practice to take yourself, because you're the one that's carrying the load. The person that is mad and angry and hurt and upset is carrying the load. And if we know from the higher dimensions that, we're all here, we've done things that we want to be forgiven for, that we want to be released for. It's all been karmic. Karmic things that we've done. That's why it's like we want to be sure that we're thinking positive thoughts. We want to be sure that we're feeling positive emotions. We want to be sure that we're doing good deeds and kindness towards each other. But if we have anger inside and if we're holding on to things, we're going to recreate karma like that again, and that's the frequency we're sending out. When you open this conversation today, you're talking about manifesting. How do we manifest? And that is heal your life and make sure that you don't have anything from your past that you're holding on to, and that you're acting and living and coming from a place of, I am worthy, I am love, I am infinitely abundant. And that's what you're going to be manifesting and attracting into your life. But it has to first start from within here. And every person has to be forgiven.
Right. Cornelia, so let's say, this is the first time that somebody do this exercise that you just did with all of that very generous. And then, if you have that feeling that it's so hard to forget because it was an abuse and, situation when you were raped, because it's like, how am I going to rape that person who did that to me, right? So, and that thing, you have to come and do it again and again until you feel it's been released.
Here's what I would recommend. If somebody has something like this, two ways that I would recommend that they have a personal session with me. Mm-hmm. I would recommend they have a personal session with me. They come and have a personal session with me, and I will take them through the process if they really want to be released from it. The other thing is that I have also a 7-day Ho'oponopono forgiveness practice that takes you through 10 minutes a day going through it. That like the same I have my everything set up in that way, because this is work that I've done with myself. So it's really, you know, studying and releasing the old layers of energy, of attachments that you've had. It's nice when you have a facilitator to sit and hold the space for you, where you can talk about your feelings also, the feelings that you felt when you were raped, and how that made you feel, and why it's hard for you to forgive, and why it's hard for you to let that go. And then I would ask you, are you willing, after you're ready to, because here's the thing, once you say to me, when, you know, once you've had a chance to voice how you feel, I'm angry and I'm upset that I was raped, that I was you know, violated, and that I wasn't respected, and that I wasn't honored, and I felt used. I felt used and abused, and I'm angry about that. And so having the opportunity to say those things out loud, having that, and having someone else hold the space for you while you're doing that, that's a beautiful process.
Yeah, and also I know there is an experiment when when the cells of the body I'm observing, they shift, you know, because they are shifting. Like it's like when you put a camera, you're gonna act differently, right? It's the same thing. So you know what I want to clarify just to all people, because I'm in promise, like, you know, your life would change, and then you might say, well, she's just selling me something. I just wanted to really people understanding that not for everyone you can heal yourselves. You know, it take longer or whatever. So what Kornelia here is really a facilitator for a topic that people that you might be not wanting even to face it, and she's offering her service as a love, as a being there for you. And then, you know, I'm showing her that you really can trust and feel safe, you know, saying those things. And that it's something that I really clarified, that I didn't do this interview to sell her out. It's just like, it's so important when you have another person, you know, in your side, when you have, it is a two energy, you know, rather than one. And that make matter, because, you know, even in Jesus said, when you calling on my name, you know, I'm listening. You know, it's the same thing. It's like you have a coach with you, you have a facilitator like her, a therapist. You know, your development will be accelerated, you know, because
Exactly.
that the thing is that, like, you're being for years trying to do yourself because you feel that you're not worth it. That's why for you it's really like, I'm not going to invest in somebody else. Well, it's just self-development. No, but this is the root, that why you're not manifesting the life you want to. That's
Yeah.
what, that is the root why you're not bringing the people that you want in your life.
The question I have for you and your audience is, are you holding on to any forgiveness? You know, are you holding people in that you're still angry about from the past that you're carrying around with you? And if you answer yes to it, then work on releasing it. And here, whether you have a personal session with me or not, but I have the 21-day practice. That's the gift for the audience. This is the, you know, define the meaning of abundance. That's the gift that we're going to give to everybody. 21 days. There's that.
You
So,
just release it. It was at the end, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, so yeah, you know, let's talk about that. You just said it, so let's talk. Let's give it to people how, you know, you're giving to me that you're less. So because we are creating a page for you, so where people can just get it. You know, and then she's giving 21. Just tell more about that.
well, let me look at it. So, because it's been a while since I've done it myself. But what it is, it's a 21-day discovery process, because you were all about manifesting. That's one of the things that you said you wanted, manifesting abundance. Well, here's the thing. I'm inviting the audience again is to go on a self-discovery process to define what abundance means to you. So basically it would be day one. Define the meaning of abundance. You define the meaning of abundance, because I can sit there all day long and tell you what it is, but I want you to know what it is. So I'm inviting you to define the meaning of abundance to you, because I'm curious about how you feel abundant. Release and let go, and release and let go, and reclaim your power. Day two. Being in right relationship, discover what's true for you. Day three. How do you feel about money? Day 4. Feeling good is the path to well-being. Day 5. Abundance flows into my life with ease and grace. Day 6. Love yourself more. Day 7. How do you go about getting what you want in life? Day 8. A star is born. That's you. Day 9. It's safe to love. Day 10. What are your core beliefs around money? Day 11. Tell the truth about where you are with money right now. Day 12. What do you need to feel to receive love in your relationships? And on until we get to 21 days. But do you see how all of that is directly related to, it's all related to relationship, love, the relationship that you have with money, the relationship you have with yourself, the relationship you have with your beliefs. All of these things, it's a discovery of abundance, and you are putting yourself also into it. And I ask the listener for how do they feel about money? Because their conditioning might be, they feel money is the root of all evil. Money is shameful. Money is scarcity. Money is dirty. Money is never enough. What is their belief around it? How did you grow up in your childhood when you were growing up? Were you raised in poverty consciousness? There's never enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. The religious programming around money. We need to unearth some of those beliefs in order to find what the meaning of abundance is to you. Because I want you to come to me and tell me that you are abundant, that you are infinitely wealthy, that you are amazing, that you are the star, that you know in any moment of any experience that you can find yourself, that you can manifest your ideal life because you've gone to the core and you've investigated and examined some of those feelings, some of those beliefs with money, abundance, prosperity, you.
Oh my gosh, I wanted it. You know why? I won the challenge for the 21 days, and now I want this, and I get it why it's so important, because I promise people, you come to 21 days, you're gonna have the formula to create the life you want. And right here, a lady, she already is giving it to you a 21-day challenge, and I'm telling you why it's gonna work. Because when I was listening what every topic it is, you go to yourself, you sit yourself, and you started to write, okay, how I feel about money, right? And then you started to see, oh, this is how I really feel about money. So then you're going to say, well, this is how my body emotionally is feeling about money. If I feel like that low, I'm not going to be here when money comes to you, that you're a magnet of money and money loves you. It's impossible to click that. You gotta be on the same right? So when you do what Kornelia is giving to you, what's gonna happen? Your vibration, you see how when she was repeating those words, you were starting to feel good, that you're in abundance, because she's gonna bring it to all this. If you do the work, she's gonna, if you do what she's saying, if you do this challenge every day, you really will come to clean your mind. You really want to come to repeat the things that you're saying. So that is relentless.
Yes, and this is day 1. And day 1 is define the meaning of abundance. What is the self-discovery process about? Here it is. An invitation to experience and be the word, and discover the meaning behind it so that you can be your own guru, confident in your knowing. You become the expert. The universe always gives us back what we put out. If we put out positive thoughts, words, vibration, that's what comes back to you. If you put out negative fear-based thoughts and emotions, that's what comes back to you. Time and space is neutral to what you're thinking. Make sure that what you're sending out there is what you want back, because it's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. And so that's why these processes and these things that I've set up are all designed to set up to invite you, the guru, to know what the meaning is behind something so that you can tell me instead of me telling you. I'm just the purifier of the consciousness of the space that I hold, and that's it. Pretty much because of the work that I've done on myself. But I can tell you that if a person that was as low as myself, with self-hatred at my core, with overcome by the emotional core wounds of hating myself, with suicide and violence and sexual abuse, if I can overcome these things and manifest and live an abundant, prosperous life and create a life that I feel good about. And again, in the old world, I used to always feel like I didn't fit in. And in the new, because I was never meant to fit into the old world, I was born to build the new one. I wasn't born to fit in the old world. I'm over here creating the new one. And because I can, and that's what I'm inviting everyone here to do, because everyone has everything they need inside. You already have it all. You already have it all. You just need to sit down and get intimate with yourself and know how absolutely amazing and prosperous and abundant you are. One thing I want to say, and that is your third chakra is your power center. One of the emotional core wounds is victim consciousness. The opposite of victim consciousness is empowered creator. So in the emotional body, if in the mental body, if we're still holding victim consciousness, where we're acting like victims, that's not acceptable behavior in our coming evolution, because our evolution is calling for us to wake up and be empowered creators and own that power. And so whenever we get triggered by an experience outside of ourselves where we feel like a victim, we must, third chakra, take our power back, claim our power back. And that's not to have power over people. It is only so that you don't feel like a victim, so that you can release what you feel powerless about through the experience of the trigger that triggered you. I feel victim here. I feel the victim in me. And that you can claim your power again so that you can be in the seat of your power. And that is that you have the power in the present moment at any given point in time to be at peace, to take yourself into a place of love, to feel in harmony with your being. And that's what I really mean. There's a mantra, that an empowerment mantra that everybody can use, and that is this, and everybody should use this all the time, because I see a lot of people that are claiming and projecting their victim energy onto each other. And that's also, it's pointless to do that, because Einstein said we can't solve the solutions, the consciousness with the same problems that created them. And we don't want to continue on creating the same problems by projecting our own victim consciousness out onto blaming you. What are you going to do about it? So the empowerment mantra for your third chakra is, I claim back all of my power, all that I lost, all that I gave away in any time, space, or dimension. I claim it all back to me now, as it was, as it is, and as it shall be. And that is so. Poof. And if you do that, anytime that you feel a victim in you, where you're not feeling confident, where you're not feeling strong, and you're not feeling good, claim back your power. And that is where you're going to really be able to access the seat of your soul and have a healthy empowerment chakra.
Cornelia, it might happen that when you don't want to kind of like listening, you don't understand what you just said, or you get confused. Can people have that feeling right now? Can you repeat that again, so that it's like making sure that, like, okay, what she said, so just kind of like getting into the mind and a very like.
Part of the reason why, if people feel confused, or if they feel tired and they want to take a nap because of what I'm saying, I totally can understand that too, because because again, the words I'm speaking is purifying the energy and purifying the consciousness. So what I'm saying is that any place that whenever we are acting like victims, where we're feeling like powerless to do something, we might be triggered. Somebody triggers us, some experience triggers us, and we feel like a victim. And the only way that you can find out if you feel like a victim, you have to know, I feel like I don't have the power here. I don't have my power. I don't feel confident. I don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel this. Or you're projecting your energy onto another person, your partner, the government, the system, or whatever it is, because the truth is that you're a sovereign being, and a sovereign being is not a victim, you know. So you're releasing that victim consciousness by really claiming your ideal life. And so the mantra to claim your power, which is in your third chakra, is to claim your power is, at any point in time when you feel victimized or you feel like you are not able to move forward, is speak this mantra. I claim back all of my power, all that I lost, all that I gave away, in any time, space, or dimension. I claim it all back to me now, as it was, as it is, and as it shall be. And when you say that, everything in your energy field rearranges itself, because you're calling it all back. You're calling all your power back to you so that you can do good with your creations, with your being, for the greater good of all, so that you can do good. Because there's no purpose for us to continue the victim consciousness. There is no purpose. We are two evolved beings. When I say two, I don't just mean you and me, Danielle. I'm saying evolved beings. We're too evolved in consciousness today to be victims. We're not. We're so amazing, so resourceful, so regenerative that we can do it. But we have to be able to own it and claim it back. And that's what I mean by claiming that mantra and claiming that power. I want to say one more thing. You know, I see the world like this, that over the years, you know, we've been incarnating, coming back. And that's why when we talked about molestation, and who knows what part I played in another life when I molested someone, because we've all played the roles. I know these things are hard to take, but yeah, we've all played the roles. And that's why forgiveness is essential, because, hey, maybe in another life, I molested the person that molested me. I don't know. But it's just better to forgive and release and let go so that we can move on. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. And that's the whole Ho'oponopono. Anybody can look it up. But back to so I feel like what we have just been living here on this planet is we have been living a cycle, 46,000 years cycle of living and being everything that we are not. And what I mean by that is not good enough, feeling abandoned, feeling betrayed, feeling in poverty consciousness, feeling separate from our source. We've been living everything that we are not, so that we can now begin a new cycle, new earth, new cycle, new consciousness, sovereign beings, so that we can live and remember everything that we are. New cycle, brand new. And what we are is infinite. And the reason why I'm able to tell you all these things is because this is the work that I've done on myself and my clients and the people that are in my community that I influence.
That is so amazing. It's just like, gosh, you know, look, she already gave it to you. A really meditation, how do forgiveness. And I know that is true, because those prisoners, you know, that doctor was working on the Ho'oponopono on the files, and then doing all this forgiveness. He doesn't even was in front of the prisoners. He was just looking at the files. And you know, all this one got released at that time. So that's why it's so important that you take what she already gave it to you to our practices. And, you know, and I will take that mantra. I will write it down, because sometimes you just feel tired. So yeah, like, oh, it didn't work for me. Oh, you know, why this is so bad, or why I have a bad day, or why, because all the negative thought produce negative thing. So when you do those mantra and speaking out loud, it change your vibration immediately, is what I think.
Yeah, and it's true. But I want to say one thing. There are times There are times when there's something big going on and I'm in my victim energy. There are times where, like if it's a big thing from the past that I'm healing or whatever, I will allow myself to be in the victim energy for a couple days.
Okay.
So I will allow myself like, okay, I'm feeling victimized here. And like right now, I really want to be woe is me. I want to be in my victim energy, and I want to do my little pity boat. I want to be in the pity boat. And then I go into the pity boat with myself, not with anybody else. I go into the pity boat and I allow myself to feel what it feels like to be so victimized. Okay. Oh my God, to allow myself to feel such a victim. And then when I've had that time, which is valuable, I will then rise up and say, I claim back all of my power. All that I lost, all that I gave away in any time, space, or dimension, I claim it all back to me now as it was and as it is and as it shall be. And then everything arranges itself, and then I'm in.
Oh my God, that is how we end the show. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. It is time to manifest. Thank you so much, Kornelia. And I see you guys in the next edition. It is time to manifest. Bye-bye.